coxes of both of these crews, Will Denegri of Oxford Brookes and Nelson Liu of Georgetown, both with their hands up. That just signifies that they're not ready yet to start the race. They want to keep their crews straight. And Richard Phelps not hanging around, setting off this Temple Challenge Cup Day 2 race here at Henley Royal Regatta. And the lightweights here trying to kick out of the start from Georgetown University. They will know the pedigree that they're facing from Oxford Brookes, and especially into this headwind.
Yeah, that's right. These conditions will probably favour this crew from Oxford Brookes against, as you say, the lightweights from Georgetown University. They finished third in the IRAs in lightweight men's rowing. But a powerful looking start, well drilled looking start. Unsurprising to see that from Oxford Brookes. But as we see it, Georgetown right up here with them, Camilla.
Yeah, an impressive start here for Georgetown, and this Oxford Brookes University crew having to work through them stroke by stroke off the end of the island to get their canvas of the boat out in front. That's that bit that sits behind the back person in the crew, and Oxford Brookes on the far side now. I think I can hear the cox from here. Will Denegri is really shouting his crew quite dramatically, right, to get them out into the lead.
Well, I guess the thing you need to think is it's not who's leading after 1 minute. It's about how well you use that energy, how well you feed that energy in throughout the course of the race. So it was a brave start that we saw from Georgetown University. They are going for it. They're still going for it. We can see they've settled in 34 strokes a minute. It's not particularly high stroke rate, but I think they're putting all the work in that they possibly can right here to try and stay with Brookes.
Yeah, and look, the further the crew gets out in front for that you're racing, the more wash from the blades, they're pushing back at you, and it's bumpy already. You can see that from the side of the boat, how many waves and all of the splash that's coming on the side of these boats. It's not nice conditions out there. Oxford Brookes, though, sitting right up over the water, and that's Miles Devereaux in the stroke seat, a former Henley winner himself in the Forley Challenge Cup for Leander Club. He's who are based here in Henley-on-Thames, in fact. So he's well used to rowing these waters. And a quick look across there from him, I think, just a nudge. I don't know whether just out of the corner of his eye, ensuring that Brookes get that clear water there on the right side of your picture.
Well, there was a calmness, wasn't there, about Oxford Brookes when Georgetown came up beside them. We were a little bit surprised. We were like, wow, this is good that they're going with them. But I think there was no surprise. Calmness completely within the Brookes crew. Let's make sure we just keep to our plans. Let's keep to our efficiency. And you see just how good the blade work is in that Brookes crew. I don't know if people are able to just pick that up at home, but just see how well they're moving, how good those angles are together. It's only really the painted bit of the blade that goes into the water, none of the loom, the black shaft on the oar going into the water. So real efficiency, making the most of the power that they're putting in.
Yeah, and this crew here that for Oxford Brookes, you know, we've talked about Oxford Brookes winning many events here in the last few years. The Temple, they've won the 3 of the last 5 years of this category. They've come here with a very strong outfit. This is Brookes' top boat. They don't have anything in the category above in the intermediate event in the ladies' plate. This is going to be their best chance of winning an event here at this regatta. And they've had a lot of chopping and changing throughout the season, actually, Greg, because this crew, you know, some of it raced the boat race fixtures, you know, against Oxford and Cambridge. So, for instance, Ben Hines in the 4 seat, he was certainly part of that crew, along with Miles Devereaux and Matthew Hayward. But they've had to bring in students that were eligible. You know, it's lots of chopping and changing, but it certainly doesn't look like that to me. They're a very well-drilled crew, aren't they?
Certainly a well-drilled crew. And just taking a look there, you can see on the riggers, there's little wires just around the gates, which we're just able to see. We may get a real close-up of those. But as you see the rower there, not only is there all the things we're used to seeing, but you can see cables attached to the side of the boat there. What that provides is telemetry data, so they're actually going to be able to see and perhaps look back after the race and see how hard each rower is pulling, which just takes this sport to another level in terms of the amount of detail and information that these Brookes athletes and their coaches will be able to get to feed back to them on how they're performing.
And certainly I know that Henry Bayless-Webb, who's the sort of overall coach for Oxford Brookes' men's programme, is a big believer in that telemetry for making, you know, they have it on during training, through all their sessions, and it really makes people work hard for their seats, right? When you can see that data of who's pushing hard, the watts, the power, it's all there in that telemetry, Greg. it encourages you to certainly, you know, fight for your seat.
Well, certainly no hiding place when you've got that sort of information coming from the boat. As we take a look now at the Georgetown crew, as we said, there are lightweights in terms of looking across the body weights. It's around in the 70s in terms of 70 kilograms in terms of their body weights. This headwind won't be helping them, and they're hanging in here pretty well.
And we're talking about crew changes in the Brookes crew. You know, Georgetown have been subject to that as well. We're looking at Finn Callaghan in the 7 seat. He's the second person back from the right-hand side of your screen, pushing very hard. He's been moved up into the 7 seat in place of Eli Rabinovitz, who is currently training for the Under-23 World Championships in the USA men's quad. So they've lost one of their best athletes. And so having to compromise and move this crew around. So not the ideal Henley build-up, but great to see that one of their athletes is progressing onto the international stage.
Yeah, they will be pleased to see him progressing on, trying out with the US national team. And as we say, they have got a tough draw here against the top boat from Brookes University A. As we see the calmness here, see the movement together. It looks like they're taking the rate down a little bit, almost just right there. They've made a call. You can see those little wires there that we spoke about under the gates, taped on probably with that white tape that you can see, and that's what feeds back the data basically on how hard and what angles each rower is pulling and how much force they're delivering.
What a great shot there from our cameras on the course in Brookes University. The unmistakable 8 in this event. Pedigree time and time again to come here and conquer the Temple Challenge Cup. Well, their campaign this year certainly looks to be off to a good start as they just glide towards the line. Their stroke rating well down to conserve energy for later stages of the competition in the Temple Challenge Cup. And they'll just row that into the boathouses now and give Georgetown University a big cheer for their efforts. And there's the confirmation of that result. Brookes University A will progress through ahead of Georgetown University USA.